I guess Venomancer is a pretty good one, although into the Lifestealer it's not amazing. It does force him to pop out the rage, though it doesn't. It still has quite a long cooldown at level 1. And it's the same thing with the Ogre, right, that I was talking with before. Lifestealer only really needs these 2 key items before he can start taking over and you try and win the game. And Ogre, of course, is one of those better heroes at leveraging that advantage early on.
Yeah, certainly so. And they're still having to think about it, but they are going to end up going for the Timbersaw. Thankfully,
So
that did
delay.
it fixed my draft screen as well, so that's good news. But like you said, it delays the game. It's very hard to get through. Obviously, against the Lifestealer, it does a lot of good work as well with the Whirling Death. Makes the laning stage extremely hard for that Lifestealer. And I've got to say, so far, I'm pretty worried about 0-3-2 already, just based off this draft. It's looking a bit bad, in my opinion, just based off the Timber versus Lifestealer matchup.
Yeah, I mean the fact that the Whirling Death does all that pure damage as well. It means you can't just rage to dodge away all of it. So it's a bit of a worry.
It is.
Um, I mean, with a tiny, you don't even really need to be there all that long. You'll try and get perhaps a cheeky toss off, or maybe even level the Avalanche level 1 just to make sure you can secure that bounty rune. Stop again the early aggression coming through from 032. And then as soon as that tiny's level 2, he's just going to be roaming straight off the bat. So Timbersaw isn't all that worried about staying in this lane because honestly, where's the magic damage coming from? Ignite? That's about it.
Yeah. So you would
I
think
think
it's... Yep.
it'd be a different case if it was the old life stealer, though. The one where you actually did the max percent HP as damage. Now it just does the life steal. So sure, you might be able to sustain slightly better, but you're not going to kill the Timbersaw unless there's a rotation coming.
That's a fair point. They're going to need to figure out something here to deal with the Timber. It's hard to know what to get here, though, for 0-3-2 that can go through it. I mean, you can go for, like, a mid-Viper, I guess. Get that inbuilt break with the Nether Toxin. That might be the way to go to try and sort this Timber out during the mid-game. We'll find out, though. They're making their 4th pick now. They're having a think about it. 35 seconds of reserve time left. I
I
suppose
think
they...
it needs to just be something aggressive again. I think like
Okay.
Ember Spirit, Void Spirit, something that can build a Spirit Vessel, which can be quite useful for the Timber before he builds up into that Lotus Orb for himself. And you're able to even get out of things like the Tiny Avatos combination if you're really on point, but they're just going to go with an Undying. So again, early game. Early, early, early. That's all they want to do right now on 032.
But who's playing core now? Like, you've got Mirana, Ogre, Undying. So who's going to be in the offlane? Like, are we going to see some kind of weird position 3 Undying, perhaps?
Well, there's the Drow that we were expecting, but
Yeah.
I think the thing is, it's open to any of these heroes that they've picked as the offlaner, right? Like, yes, traditionally the Undying is just a position 5 because, it doesn't really need all that much in terms of items to be super useful. But on the flip side, with the change to Flesh Golem, you really want to be able to get in there and get those right clicks off. At level 6, you're suddenly amplifying all damage done to a target by 25% for 6 seconds. But if you do that and then you just die immediately after, there's not really much point, right? You're popping a huge cooldown ultimate, and you don't have a bucket load of damage either to back it up. You really need to make sure that these early fights are lasting a little bit longer and snowballing off of that. So I don't know. I feel like it has to be Ember or Void Spirit. That's their last pick here on 032.
That's fair. They've lost the Ember, however. It is now banned out by New, and they actually ban out the Storm as well. So, Void Spirit's still available if they want. For now, they'll go for the Nature's Prophet on New Esports and 032. But they've got to finish this off with the mid pickup. Something aggressive, something fast.
You can see why they wanted to ban both of those spirits. A, mobile. B, I guess less so Storm Spirit, but Vessel carriers. And, well, Nature's Prophet's a perfect pick, right? You get rid of these things that can super easily clear waves, and you're going to delay the game even further. You can just be constantly split pushing. You're not as worried about using the Wrath of Nature and kind of, griefing your cores, because
Yeah.
if the lanes are pushed out, 032 can't do anything. They've got let's say 1.5 building hitters right now, and Pango's not that strong at it either.
Oh, it doesn't seem that way. I mean, they finish it off. Fair enough, 0-3-2. This is the draft they're going to run with for their first game. Again, they are quite desperate to get some points on the board to try and make it through to the playoffs.
Hmm.
I believe this is their second last series, if I'm correct in saying so. Yeah, it is.
Yes.
Their last one tomorrow. So it's very, very important to make these wins happen now for both teams. Though I've got to say, Danog, just based off the drafts that I'm looking at, I would say New Esports has the much stronger draft, in my opinion.
I would agree, and it looks like they're going to go with the Bocarino offlane Ogre Magi.
Okay, interesting. So I guess we see maybe a Midas rush on the Ogre, go from there perhaps, just build into the standard aura items. I don't know though. It's tough, right? Because you want to finish the game early as well. If you're 0-3-2, maybe you don't have time for the Midas Ogre. I guess we'll have to wait and see how this game pans out. But this is going to be game number 1 of the day. Hopefully it'll be a good one.
Yeah.
And by the way, for anyone wondering where John's disappeared to, John ran out of food for merienda, so he's going to stock up right now. Nobody panic. He'll be back later
He'll
on.
be back. He's fine. You just get to enjoy me wearing my comfy Qantas pajamas right now. They're very nice.
They are. They are. They do look fantastic, Danog. Are you in a hotel, by the way? I can't tell.
Maybe. Service department. Let's call it that.
All right. Well, it looks very nice, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, maybe you have to do a room tour later, but we're into the game.
All right. Game 1. So new. Off their respective lanes, they'll probably just maybe start with an aggressive tri lane to get things started, try to get a first blood going. But you'd imagine later on, you're going to TP someone down to get, to help out Lance in that safe lane. So he's going to be susceptible on the Drow early on.
That's the thing, like, I do like the Pango pick because, yes, you are able to get it onto the back lines and they're playing it as a core as opposed to a support. So, I mean, with the Drow, you can just hit it as well, right? But he's going to have enough meat behind him that he's not just going to instantly drop down. I feel like with the Ogre, you have to basically go into the Midas if you're playing in this offlane. Like, yes, it goes against what their draft style should be, but I feel like if you're going to commit to it as a core, you've got no other choice.
That's fair. See Ninja Boogie going to be up at that top lane on the POS 5 Undying, or maybe even the POS 4 if you want to call it that, but he does start off with the brown boots on that Undying, which is interesting. It's not something you see every day, actually, with the boots rush Undying, I want to say.
I guess not. Like, well, let's consider what he's up against as well, right? You're up against a Timbersaw who's going to be constantly running at you. You've got a Tiny that's trying to toss you out of position. So it's just about getting as many of those decay stacks off as possible.
Well, they'll run into each other. 2 for 2 bounty and trade. Nothing too special to happen here. Mosin, does he bother sticking around for a bit? Looks like he will for now. They might give it a shot, Yamate and Mosin. No, never mind. Mosin's going to make the run down bot. That's fair. Of course, you have in the mid lane DDZ on the Prophet. He'll be up against Nico on the Pangolier. Now, I'm not really sure who this favors, but I dare say DDZ should have a pretty good time on that Prophet.
Yeah, I mean, Swashbuckle has such a long cooldown at the early levels that really you're only going to be able to reliably secure the range creep. Beyond that, he's done a good job to be able to get one of the melee creeps, but just so much harass is going to come out into him that he's just going to be ferrying tangos over and over for himself.
That's fair. Already got a lot. Nico in particular in that mid lane, from the games we've been watching, has had a bit of a struggle. Up until maybe last night, we saw a pretty darn good performance out of him, but has been a bit of a struggle so far. Of course, DDZ on the Prophet has been performing rather well in that mid lane, so I look forward to seeing what he can do today.
Look at this chase up on the top side here, Ninja Boogie and Yamate. He's got the same movement speed as the Tiny, so he's just wanting to make sure that he's not able to secure the farm, at least for himself. I think he's resigning himself to the fact that the experience is going to go to the Tiny, but beyond that, Ninja Boogie's going to be able to bully him out fairly well.
I was going to say, I never see other players doing what Jabs does, where he pulls the wave, but he'll let 1 or 2 creeps just run through, and that'll allow him to actually deny the wave. In fact, that's a great stun out from Yamate. Knowing that Ninja Boogie was TPing, does cancel it. Now with the body blocks, still has a toss up in a second. He's just going to annoy Ninja Boogie. But he will at least get the creep pull off, I suppose. So not all bad news here for the Dire.
I mean, it's great news in the fact that Natsumi, he's having a fantastic time just being up here on his own. 10 last hits versus 1 on Canyon.
Look at the of damage Candyloon dishes out with that Whirling Death.
Yeah, he only just hit the level 2 though, so it's a great job by Natsumi to try and delay his timings a little bit there. But now it starts to become a bit more difficult.
It does. So how's our bot lane going? It's like Lance is having a nice enough time. And speaking of Lance, I don't believe he's been playing with New over the past week or so, unless I've missed something or he changed his name. I'm pretty sure it was somebody else. But,
yeah, I think
it was Yamate.
No, I think Yamate has always been playing there, but it's Barry, I think, is the one that they use often, and they've just switched around the positions a little bit.
Okay. Well, that is fair, yeah. Barry is not here. Yamate is playing Tiny instead. Alright, so a bit of a switch up. Yeah, nice multi-shot out from the Drow. Rap going to be in a spot of danger, but we'll be able to back off, and that's actually another new player. I haven't seen Rap on the side of 0-3-2.
Well, obviously feeling like they need to change things up, both of these teams, as they are towards the lower end of the group stage.
I mean, that's a fair point, yeah. I mean, Matthew was doing decent work on the side of 0-3-2, but time to switch things up, see if this one works out. But Rap is copying a lot of damage on that Mirana. No regen left either. It's a bit of a struggle here, but Bot going to go in with the Fire Blast now into the arrow onto Lance, and they'll return the favor over to this Drow Ranger.
Nicely done. I mean, the thing is with this Mirana, he's so much more vulnerable, but you can dish out a lot more harass if you're going this Wraith Band first item. You know, no more... Oh, they're going again onto the Ogre Magi. He should be able to tank this up, though.
He does. Box already got that Soul Ring up on the Ogre now, so he could really just sustain himself very nicely in the lane. Meanwhile, mid lane, DDZ trying to go onto Nico, but Rap going to rotate with a nice arrow in. Yamate, however, is rushing in with a haste rune. And he will make sure that they can't really kill him up. Looks like Yamate might even see if he can try to get a kill going for himself. Looks like he'll place a nice little ward down. However, they do have vision. Nico should be able to catch that one out. So Yamate is going to keep warding up, and looks like he will return back up towards the top lane.
I think 0-3-2 should be very happy with how this early game has gone. You know, Nico, he's relatively even with the Nature's Prophet. He's set up onto his level 5 now, so only 12 seconds on that Swashbuckle cooldown. He could start harassing out the Nature's Prophet as well and force him into a few more of these regen items ferried through.
He's trying, Nico, with the Swashbuckle now. Didn't quite land all the way, but he got a few hits in. He's going to make a rotation to those bounty rings.
He's just stealing the bounty ring, yeah. Oh.
Yamate's there, however. Nice toss up. Nico will swashbuckle back down and will take the other. Looks like he just wanted the full bottle there for the mid lane. Might even make a rotation up top, though. No. It's still level 5. Definitely wants the level 6 mark before he does make any big rotations. Looks like he'll just return back into that mid lane and try to get the level 6 up first.
Mosin, a bit of trouble on the bottom side.
He is. Up a lot of damage, but Lance is going to be there to try and fight back, but they do get the first blood. Rap will want to pick it up, however, the Nature's Wrath to fly through, and DDZ will essentially get himself a free kill, plus they even kill off Rap's courier.
Nicely done. Nature's Prophet having to rotate to make sure that the bounty room wasn't picked up previously, but he used his treants to deny at least one of the ones on the dire side of the map. So some good plays coming through from both teams here, individual heads-up stuff. But most importantly, just feeding more money through to DDZ with that first blood is... Oh no, actually, sorry, it was Rap, but just giving DDD more of that farm is going to enable him to start to come into his own. And I guess the thing that you can do with either of these setups, like you can see that 0-3-2 are trying to get super aggressive, right? As they are on DDZ right now.
Yeah, they are. DDZ should be dead. Rolling Thunder. Ninja Boogie there with the follow-up. It does get the kill, and even Yamate. They barely miss out on the stun there onto the Tiny. Yamate will be able to walk out, but the fact that they did kill DDZ is pretty darn good news for 0-3-2.
Yeah, exactly. He TP'd right onto that rune with no vision, which was a little bit surprising, but they're going to be able to get Bok in return. What I was saying before I had a brain fart was the way that you can play this is either you can say, right, you want to push fast, we'll delay it, and we will go something super greedy. You can see DDZ, he's building up into a Midas, he's just purchased it for himself. So a 7-minute Midas with no boots on this Nature's Prophet. he's happy for this game to go on and on and on, and trusting in the fact that this Timbersaw is going to be able to enable that.
I do like that choice out from DDZ, and even Lance, he just goes for the 3 Wraith Bands, understanding that he's going to have plenty of time to farm. He doesn't need to just start rushing core items. He wants the stats, he wants to hit the neutral camps and just get his farm up slowly but surely. Even, well, now that bot lane, Yamate, gonna make a rotation down on the Tiny. There are 3 heroes here from 032, but they're gonna go on to Bok. Bok's still tanking, but there's your Avalanche toss out. But now the Fire Blast and the Arrow gonna fly into Lance with the Tombstone to be dropped. Lance still trying to run. Will go after the Tombstone and does get the gold, but will die. And now even Mosen also gonna go down. And 032, they're looking pretty darn good in this early game.
They are. It's a couple of times that Yamate's actually TP'd down to this bottom side. This time, nothing happening at all. And the first time that he did, the Wrath of Nature ended up cleaning up the kill anyway. So it's a little bit of a waste from him. He's just sitting underneath this tower trying to soak up some of this experience. But now he's trapped. Like, he can't do anything. It forces more rotations through. And this could actually be disastrous for you if things don't go their way.
Well, they'll reveal that they TP down. Bok going to get stunned up. And the multi-shot going to be able to get 1 kill onto Bok. Natsumi, he'll go for a run, but now DDZ going to TP in, but he cops an arrow straight to the face from Rap Rap, and we have even more coming in. Ninja Boogie, also going to be there to try and help out, but he will just soul rip the Lifestealer, make sure he's healthy, and Rap Rap is going to try and run away, but these Treant blocks are really nice out of DDZ. Where do they even come from?
Skill from the C server, all that, you know, trying to outskill each other. The other thing that 032 have been doing really well is they've actually been stacking a lot in the tri-camp area. So Ninja Boogie's going to do it again. This ancient stack's going to build up even further, and Natsumi, with this build going into the Javelin early on, assuming that he's going to finish off with a Monkey King bar, he's going to be able to clean that up relatively shortly.
Things are looking very, very good here. Natsumi will make his way over to the Ancient Stack, but he's a bit low for that, so maybe the other stack instead to get things started. Suppose he does have the Infest to heal himself up, but top lane, Nico, is being chased down by Candy. Nature's Wrath gonna fly through, and Nico, he thought about going for the Rolling Thunder, but opted to cancel it. It does cost him.
Cost him a little bit, and we can already see the influence that this Nature's Prophet is having, right? He's gone greedy, first neutral item, even though he's arranged, he's like, nah, that's mine. Making sure that he can dish out as much damage as he can, throwing out the Wrath of Nature to secure a couple of kills for himself. Doesn't care. Like, it's not like it's an off-lane Nature's Prophet. You're a mid laner, you're happy to take this level of farm, and it's showing on the net worth charts.
He's got a lot of gold as well, DDZ. Sitting at 2.7k now. I wonder, does he just go for the Orchid Rush that we're used to seeing just a month ago? Or is it something else we're about to see out of this man?
Oh, he's got the Mask of Madness. I prefer that a little bit to the Orchid because the win condition on 032 is the Lifestealer. And what's an Orchid really going to do against him? Not that much, right? He's tanky enough that he's going to be able to withstand the damage relatively well. And yeah, I'm just not really seeing it. Candylin's here with 4 heroes around him.
He is. Nico, however, he did drop the Yamate mid lane, but Candy still surviving. He has max reactive armor right now, and they're not really doing any damage, but there goes your Fire Blast out from Bok, and that'll get the job done. And they are going to force down this tier 1 bot, but while they're doing that, they're losing their mid tier 1 tower. And I would say that's probably not very worthwhile. In fact, Yamate even catches out Ninja Boogie now. So it gets a secondary kill plus the mid tier 1.
Yeah, and you've also got this top wave pushing in, so it's a lot of experience being denied up there. And finally they get the TP through from the Lifestealer, but when you've got a Drow, Nature's Prophet, and Venge just sitting with each other with a full army of Treants, that tower's going to melt.
It is. It's going to be very problematic here for 032 as they are going to start losing map control. This is not what you want with this early game style draft either from 032, right? Like, this is meant to be their time to be the stars of the show, to really get that aggression off. But we haven't seen that quite yet.
Yeah, ooh. I don't know if I like this by Natsumi. So he was going to go into an armlet, and I was about to say that's a really good decision because you've got a lot of physical damage with this Drow and the Nature's Prophet cores, but he's changed that up and going into a Maelstrom. I feel like that's really not the way to go. Yes, it's going to be able to farm up a little sooner and clear up some of these treants, but what's it actually doing in team fights? I think you need to go either armlet and fight really early on, or you need to go super greed and try and get that MKB, but you can't go this half measure.
That's fair. He's finished off the Maelstrom now, so he's committed. It's going to be on the way. See how effective it can be. I do think that Natsumi shouldn't really try to play the farm game here up against the Drow Prophet.
Well, taking Ancients is pretty useful though.
It is. Even dropping the Tombstone for this one. Everybody going to be around to help out Natsumi. They'll eventually get this done, and that should really help Natsumi escalate a bit. And he is still going to build into the armlet, according to his quick buy menu. So, going to go for an after the Maelstrom build-up. Just all those mid-game core items that you want on the Lifestealer. Just a matter of whether it's going to pay off, though. Because I still think that this Prophet is farming a bit too well. And it looks like he may be opting to try and go for an MKB on this Nature's Prophet.
I don't mind it. If right-click damage is the way, you can never dodge that that damage that's coming through, even with the BKB. So I like it. Pretty handy to have. The issue with the Nature's Prophet is, yes, he can get a lot of farm, but what does he actually do with it? Like, does it translate into objectives? Does it translate into one team fights? And I feel like the way that he's building this, he's going full right-click build and with the Midas. So yes, it makes sure that he's the top of the net worth charts. He's higher level than everyone else, but it's still got a pretty damn good attack speed bonus as well. It's just, can it be punished? This is what the Moonlight Shadow is for.
Mosin, he's going to get spotted by Natsumi. Moonlight will basically wear off. Mosin still running, trying to pull the TB play. Is not going to make it out. Nice little pick up there from the side of 0-3-2. Now it's going to be a matter of whether they can really capitalize off this support bench kill. And well, it doesn't really seem like they can. The mid wave's been pushed out. Candle's already there, kind of annoying Nico. I mean, you got the kill on the bench, but if you don't get any towers, it just doesn't really seem worthwhile.
Yeah, you could get the sense that they were going to link that up and go for Candulin afterwards, but I'm sure he had an internal timer going on in his mind of, right, they've just killed him there, how long until the rest of the team can actually rotate up and try and kill me? And Timber chaining just away as they were starting to reach in range.
Still going to pop up mid, just to make sure that wave can't push into that tier 1 tower too much. Max Chain's going to make it very easy to get back to that tower, and he's just going to be fine. He'll just keep playing the delay game here for the side of New Esports.
Yeah, as he doesn't need to do damage, right?
No.
Drow and Prophet do plenty.
That's exactly right. He just needs to be the meat shield here for the team. That's exactly what he'll keep doing. Of course, they'll wait for DDZ to have the MKB up before they get aggressive once they get on you, I think. And he's very close to it. I mean, he's almost got the Demon Edge up. It's really not going to take too long, but 0-3-2 now trying to fight. Ninja Boogie going to get stunned up, but Mosin's the one in danger. And Candy, he's coming in for this. He will kill off Ninja Boogie, but now he's going to be surrounded. Reactive armor coming in, but the chain's not going to help out. Now the split shot on Yamate gets in with an avalanche toss and kills off Rap Rap. Meanwhile, Candy is still alive, and Bok is going to be the one to go down on the Ogre. They just can't get through the Timbersaw.
Yeah, just a little bit too keen there on the Vengeful Spirit, I thought. Maybe trying to go in a little bit too deep, but they're going to continue following this up, trying to kill Nico, but I really like the positioning as well from New's supports. You can see where the cores are farming right now on New is just in complete safety. All the different avenues, all the different stairs up to try and engage into the Radiant jungle were covered by both the Tiny and this bench.
It's really becoming a problem here for 0-3-2. They're not finding the space they need. And as time goes on, Lance, he's got the Dragon Lance. He's almost got the 4-staff up, going straight into the Hurricane Pike. That's where the problems start. They are going to try for that mid-tier 1 tower now. You can see the defense is already lining up now for New Esports. They're ready to go. Nature's Wrath up in 5. And here comes Candy.
Coming through. He's pretty low on mana though.
He is. I don't think he really minds that too much, though. He just wants to tank all this damage, and they are going to get started. Nico going to roll into the back lines. They're going to try onto Lance, and Lance is taking a lot of damage. They can't save him. He will die. Now back onto Candyloon, and he's dropping even lower. It looks like he will be forced to just run away as they do clean up Mosin. And this time around, 032 will be able to get that tier 1 mid.
It was some good decisions to get back in the back lines onto Lance, but I think Mosin there kind of dropped the ball a little bit. He got too preoccupied with trying to take down this tombstone on his own, and you know, it's already level 2, so it takes 5 hits to kill, but all the while, your Drow Ranger is dying, and that is a huge part of your defense. You know, if you're able to swap him back, then suddenly he get off a second multi-shot, you can't make that sort of aggression happen.
Kind of shocked they chose to take the fight without DDZ coming in as well. He will now, though, onto Bok, and you just see how fast Bok melts to the damage of Yamate and DDZ. So they do still find a very nice pick-off there. But, yeah, DDZ, he didn't join for that mid-tier 1 defense. I suppose on the bright side, however, he does now have enough for the Demon Edge. And that's going to mean he can just buy out the MKB. And are they really going to go for a Roshan now? Apparently they are.
Oh, if you've got the Grove Bow. Right now, DDZ's holding on to it, but as soon as he finds something better, that is the best neutral item for a long time on the Drow Ranger.
Certainly is. And Roshan is going down very, very fast. Now 032, they scanned it out. They know it's happening. They're trying to make it there in time, but it is going to be too late. It does go, and now Nico is out of position. Thanks to the swap out from Mosin, Nico is just going down, and they want to take the team fight. Natsumi, however, he's trying to go onto Mosin, but he's going to be able to run away. Back onto Candyloon, but they are not really touching this timber, and their team is melting. Rap has no more leap charges. He's going to get avalanched, he'll get tossed, and he's going to die. And now even Natsumi, he's on the run, but it's not looking great. He'll try for the TP, but DDZ, the amount of damage he has with that MKB Mask of Madness is just kind of insane right now.
And again, I feel like, yes, it was a good play to immediately go for Roche after that Monkey King bar was picked up by DDZ. But as soon as that Pango dies, you gotta just be on 032. He is all of your initiation. You've got no other ways to initiate on the front side. Yes, you've got a Midas on Bocarino, and sure, later on he's going to be able to kind of fulfill that role. But right now, he's still relatively. So I think 4 extra heroes dying for no reason, and they're going to really be hurting from that.
They're going to try Moonlight Shadow and fight. I don't know if I agree with this.
Into an Aegis.
They're going to be alright. They won't run into the side of New Esports. It seems as though 032 may be getting slightly desperate as they probably realize their draft is not going to really stand the test of time. I mean, I do agree that they need to start making some more plays, but with 10k net worth lead on New Esports, it's very hard to see them making a successful play.
Yeah. And I really just think DDZ has played this almost flawlessly. Like, he's going into the BKB after this, he's using the Wrath of Nature to keep the lanes pushed out, he's going to be farming up this top side. Natsumi can't kill him right now, and he's forced to go into a defensive build.
Oh, Natsumi. It's the Heaven's Halberd off onto DDZ, and we'll be able to run away thanks to it. Still just trying to run with that range creep. They are on the hunt for it. Mosin looks like he may have spotted it out, but he'll be alright, he'll walk away. But he just can't contest DDZ. Even with that Heaven's Halberd up, DDZ, he's working towards the BKB, and he almost has it. Once that's there, I just don't see how you stop them anymore.
Yeah. I mean, he's going to have that. Drow's got the Hurricane Pike and an Aegis, so she's got an element of safety. Tiny's got his own Force Staff, so he's going to be able to just push here more the Nature's Prophet out. I think it's just been fantastic from start to finish. Actually changing it up for a Desolator here on the Nature's Prophet.
I mean, why not, right? Like, yeah, sure, the disarm's going to be annoying and all, but there's only one, and that's going to be on Natsumi on that Lifestealer. That's really going to be your only problem. So, a couple seconds and you're good to go again.
I think just with all this save, they're comfortable to do that, right? Like, yes, if you get onto him and enable Natsumi to just right-click away, he's going to have an alright time. But, like I said before, he's gone the Halberd, so you don't really have any burst potential right now on 032.
You really don't. just going to take over this dive triangle now. No real reason not to. Taking space away from 032 and making it very dangerous to farm. I gotta tell you, Danog, this is the saddest core ogre with a minus I've ever seen at 21 minutes in. It's just, he's literally got nothing. Trying to work towards the Crimson Guard, but just has absolutely nothing to speak of.
He's got money, that's about it. But it's not a lot. Yeah, he's going to be able to finish up that Vanguard for himself and maybe be that pseudo Pangolier, essentially. But right now it feels like 032, they're playing to not lose as opposed to win. Even Nico here, he's gone into the Halberd as well. So, man, it's going to rely on Ninja Boogie playing out of his mind, in my view.
Well, they're going to run into Lance now. This could be a nice start to a team fight, but Lance is just doing too much damage. They've lost Ninja Boogie already, and Nico's just going to try and run, but a great swap out from Mosen. Going to cancel off that Rolling Thunder. Now Natsumi, he'll jump out, but he's left, well, Nico's left Natsumi behind almost. He's got nowhere to go. They'll disarm up DDZ, but the Lifestealer surely just drops here. Multi-shot out, and yeah, he's gone.
I wouldn't be surprised if they called it, honestly, after that. You can't take a fight like that where the Undying just dies straight away. You need to... I like where they were trying to take it. You can just pop the Tombstone up on that high ground and, suddenly all fight around. But, I mean, where was the Mirana? Where was the Ogre? What was the point of that rotation?
Not really sure, Danog, to be honest with you. Again, I think they're just very, very desperate right now to try and make a play happen. But every play they make just puts more gold into the bank accounts of new Esports. And now they're onto the tier 3 tower, and just the damage before the glyph came out was already kind of insane. They're going to take their time, but
yeah, they can go back. Great. It's looking really good for New. They saw the Tombstone get popped as well, so they can just back, immediately transition to pushing down that spotted lane. There's no Tombstone for the next push onto the high ground. There's no glyph. So it's an easy rotation, easy change of priorities. The lads now on Mosen.
This is very problematic. Tier 2 bot tower gone. That's your final outer tower down for 032. Dota Plus is steadily rising the way of new Esports, currently sitting at 91%. So still giving a 9% chance over to 032. But if they lose the next fight, I'd say the GG call would be coming.
Oh yeah. They have the confidence not to even need DDZ. Like, they're pushing up onto the high ground and he just TPs back to his own triangle and starts farming away. He's like, you know what, I need a little bit more.
Why not? He's got a Hurricane Pike on the way now. Still seeing no need for the BKB. And I kind of agree with him. Just doesn't need it at all. Moonlight Shadow.
This would be a good pickoff if they can get on Lance.
Well, they have. Lance, he will force Snuff down to the low ground. Mosen will run the other way. Lance still just trying to avoid them. Mosen might need to swap him out right now, but the team fight has started with even Yamate, who's jumped in, and now DDZ. They do get the drow, but is it going to be enough? So they are still dropping very low on 032. Still, that Tombstone is standing to test the time right now. Nobody's focusing it down. Yamate, however, in the back lines, dealing with everybody else, but it is starting to look bad for new Esports as they are surrounded, they are dropping. And 032, they make a team fight work.
Yeah, just getting a little bit too greedy there. I feel like DDZ, they had the timings to be able to push up onto that high ground, and Ninja Boogie was the MVP of that fight for my mind. Gets off a great Tombstone. It forced half of the heroes on new Esports to just focus it the entire time. He soul rips up, and all the while, he's just getting a single right click onto everyone and making sure that they're taking this extra damage needed to take him down. So, I mean, look at what's queued up immediately after that on new Esports. BKBs on both the Drow and the Nature's Prophet.
Well, they lived their lesson, I guess. Sometimes you just gotta learn the hard way, and well, that Halberd was really starting to annoy the DDZ Prophet, as they were just committing it consistently every time. Just couldn't keep the range between himself and the Lifestealer. Casual Tombstone dropped in the mid lane. It's interesting.
Delaying, I guess?
Maybe? It's just free gold.
It is free gold. I'm a little concerned about that if they do decide to just continue pushing right now on new Esports. But what that's done is it's given Pango a little bit more time to finish up this Heaven's Halberd for himself. So I think, has he got that coming out to him now? No, actually, he might have changed into going for a Blink Dagger. So he's just going to hold on to the Sange for now.
If that works out for him. Nico trying to find DDZ, but does make it a bit obvious that he was there. So DDZ, he'll be able to just TP out to safety. Nico will have a bit of space to now work back towards that Blink Dagger. But mid lane, Bok ends up going down on the Ogre. He was just surrounded in that mid lane trying to buy more time for his team, and he does end up paying for it.
They're getting closer to this BKB on lands. I think that's the real key timing. You don't have to wait for DDZs. I think he needs to realize that, you know, he's not the be-all and end-all in these team fights. If the Drow's alive, you're pretty much going to win the game. And he's almost reached his level 18, so going to be buffing everyone else with his marksmanship level 3. And yeah, it's just about enable Lance to do what he does best.
And that's, or rather DDZ, he just got an Orb of Venom, an Orb of Destruction up now on the Prophet. So even more minus armor. He's going to be very happy with that. He does put the Grove Bow away for now. They have smoked up. They're going to try and go towards the west of the map and see if they can pick anyone off. There is Rap up top, but that's the only person they see right now.
Not amazingly worth. In the meantime, though, what an amazing item for the lifesteal of the Paladin Sword coming on through. They scan. Ooh!
Rap, much shadows, trying to run. Now he's around, but they don't have the detection for him. Mosen, no, he places it down now. He gets a stun off. Natsumi's trying to fight this one, but I don't know about this. He'll infest to make a run for it. Now Nico's going to roll in from a mile away.
Nice
an arrow to fly out. DDZ's in trouble. They're trying to focus him down, but here comes Candy. And now the Hurricane Pike DDZ. He's going to survive. He's life-stealing with the Vladimir's offering, and it looks like he will make it for another day. Or maybe not. Ninja Boogie's coming in with more decay. He will get the Nature's Prophet, but this might still be bad. In fact, no. Ninja Boogie now a triple kill out. DDZ will buy back and will take down this Undying eventually. That's going to be a full team wipe out for the side of 0-3-2.
Pretty nice, though. Triple kill from Ninja Boogie. I think just showing up a tiny bit late to that fight, and if Natsumi was able to get the Soul Rip off onto himself, or even the Glitter Cape, honestly, that was, he was going to survive to be able to get his next round of rotations off with that rage. Paladin Sword not able to come into effect as much as he would like.
Well, go back to the Roshan play. Be a very easy Roshan to take.
DDZ will take this Aegis, having just pulled back to rejoin that fight. So it's not the worst for 0-3-2. Like they're delaying a little bit. They've got their timings. I think how long left until this this Assault Cuirass? Another 1,000 gold, I believe, for the Lifestealer.
Should be just about.
Oh no, not even. It's just the Chainmail. Or the Buckler, rather.
Oh, his courier died, I believe, with that buckler. So he might actually... Yeah, so he's actually got it in 20 seconds. It just needs to get it back up. That AC will help quite a bit for the side of 0-3-2, and there is a lot of minus armor, so you kind of need that AC to be up.
Ugh. They're taking this fight before he's got it, though. This might be really, really bad unless they can pick off Lance straight away.
They're right next to Lance. Lance going to turn back around now with a gust, but there's Nico with the blink in. The Rolling Thunder, but a nice swap out. Now the Tombstone, they'll focus it down. Just try to get rid of it before the team fight really starts, but you have lost Mosen. Meanwhile, the Tombstone still surviving on one hit, so Lance now going to have to BKB and make a run for it. Meanwhile, Candy, he's been left behind. He'll try to deal with everyone else by himself. He's going to get a way out of this. He'll eat the cheese, but he's just going to melt. Oh boy.
Not finishing off the Tombstone. I was a little surprised by that. And DDZ did not even join that team fight in the slightest. He's just continuing to farm up in his tri-camp. And the thing is, 0-3-2 have complete understanding of that because they've got it warded. They could see him the entire time and they knew that this was a good team fight to take.
It's quite strange. This is the second or third team fight where DDZ just hasn't joined. And it's kind of like, well, what's going on? Is it miscommunication? Are they just really banking on buying more space for DDZ? All right, he's basically 6-slotted as we speak. I'm not sure how much more this man can farm.
He needs the moon shard, you know.
I suppose so. I suppose the carry's job is never over. Still, needs a bit of buyback gold as well on that Prophet. So we'll get back to it. Back to hitting creeps for him. Meanwhile, new Esports are going to smoke up as 3. without Candy, and they're going to try and make a rotation through the Dire jungle, perhaps. Into that triangle. I don't know about this. It does seem a bit dangerous, especially if DDZ is not going to join in.
Surely he does this time. Surely.
Bok, he's going to TP out. He'll be right. And they aren't going to find anyone. So a bit of wasted time here from New Esports. And as that time is ticking down, Natsumi now has a basher up. So he's becoming a bit more of a concern now on that lifestealer. And they might go for a counter smoke.
And he's got the evasion talent as well, so realizing that sure, Nature's Prophet's still going to be able to do a decent amount into you, but the Drow's effectiveness is reduced quite nicely.
It is. No smoke up on 032, but Candyloon going to be there in the mid lane with the invis. They do Fire Blast him up with the arrow follow-up, and he really doesn't have much chance of survival. He's trying, however. He'll be able to chain away from now. Now the team fight will start. Lance, however, is right in the middle on that Drow Ranger. He needs to get out of there. They'll get Candy, but they'll also drop Ninja Boogie. Now Bok under siege. DDZ trying to focus him down, and they will be able to get him, but Lance in trouble. Will get bursted by Natsumi. Onto DDZ. The Prophet will lose his Aegis. And they will surround. DDZ, how's he going to survive this one? He'll try to make a run. The arrow will whiff, but it won't matter. Now the Hurricane Pike onto the high ground. Still alive, trying to fight this one out. But Nico is going to get in behind, and they suddenly have killed him off. And that is going to be a dieback on DDZ.
Long time on the sidelines, and now you've got this lifestealer with the AC, and just finishing everything up. He's going to be able to push forward continuously. With the Drow Ranger, I mean, it just feels like they've missed their timing, right? Like, they had everything. They had the game in their hands. They had Aegis, they had Cheese, they had no Glyph available, they had Tombstone on cooldown, and they just sat back and were a little bit too passive. I really like the play coming through from Rap as well, realizing that the Tiny was still alive, not needing to put all of the focus back in onto the Nature's Prophet, just made sure to follow him up. And have they found Yamate? They have.
They have, yeah. Nice arrow connection out from Rap. And well, Yamate is going to get very, very low and will drop. Eventually, does go down.
Trying to clear creep waves, but you've still got one pushing into the base. It's a solid minute without this Nature's Prophet.
New Esports, they've really thrown this huge lead they had. I mean, they looked unstoppable, quite frankly. It just, I don't know what's happened. Just a couple of bad team fights, and suddenly 0-3-2 are the ones that seem like they might take this game. Even with this draft, that really shouldn't transition this well, but it's happening. I don't know, 0-3-2, or rather New Esports, they might just need to get it together here to try and finish off this game.
I don't know if they have the tools for it anymore. Like, yes, if they go super late, they do. But now that they're losing a few of these team fights, suddenly Ogre's Midas is starting to become much more impactful. He's finished a Crimson Guard. He's finished his Heaven's Halberd. That's 3 halberds that you've got right now on 0-3-2. And as these BKBs start to tick down, that's enormous. You know, Drow Ranger is forced to go into the MKB. She was queuing up the Manta style previously, but you're just going to have a half-finished item in the Yasha just sitting there.
Now Moonlight Shadow out, they spot out Candy, but Bok was unable to get the stun off. Instead, Mosin.
The gem as well.
They do. So they'll be right. Everybody does evade the gank attempt that was coming in.
And DDZ's like, you know what, I'm going to farm.
Yep. Yeah, he did. TP back up towards the bot lane. He's got the that level 25 talent now, so he can just TP non-stop. And mid lane, they've started a fight. Bok getting caught out. Nico trying to control up the side of New Esports, but he may be left behind here. He gets swapped back in. Nico still has the Rolling Thunder. Does swashbuckle out, but Yamate is on the chase, and so is DDZ. Nico really has no way out this time, and does go down. And that's 2 heroes without buyback on 0-3-2.
Yeah, they're doing their best to start pressuring in this top side. You've got a couple of siege creeps to do it, but I don't know how effective that is. They're going to leave Natsumi down here, which I think is the right choice, but I think you're just going to have to give up this laner axe. Their best to stop it, though. Tombstone even dropped.
DDZ is still at the top lane.
He's got no TP cooldown, though, so he can more easily enjoy it.
Alright, he's going to come in. Now, Abyssal Blade going to be out onto Yamate, but they have dropped Ninja Boogie. He'll buy back. That's a very low life stealer. The Infest's not going to last very long, Candy's still chasing, but eventually will chain out. New, they've got to be able to get this tier 3 tower. Arrow's going to fly through, but will whiff into the mid-racks. That mid-racks will melt very, very quickly, but now 0-3-2. They want to try and take this fight. Candyloon in the middle of all this, just standing his ground. Bok gonna have to force stuff out. Now a great swap in onto Ninja Boogie, and they really want this Undying down, and they do get him once again. No buyback on Ninja Boogie, but New Esports, it seems as though they are not comfortable pushing another Rax without the creep wave, so they are just gonna back off.
Yeah, not without the creep wave, and I feel like they're respecting the amount of work that this Pangolier is doing in these team fights, right? Not only is he able to get in onto the back lines and disable the marksmanship, he'll just Yules himself, make sure that the Drow forces that BKB to be popped super early on, and it's down to 7 seconds now, so as soon as that's gone, he's got a halberd. Lifestealer's got a halberd. Ogre's got a halberd, so it's just all about controlling the Drow.
We'll see what the next opportunity is for 0-3-2, or rather New Esports, to try and get another high ground push going. Seems like the key is to get rid of that Undying first, and then just work from there. There's just so much damage being removed once Ninja Boogie does die. We do have a bit of a run up through the die jungle now from 0-3-2, but they might run into New.
Might. Only 10 gold away from this MKB on Lance, which will be a pretty big pickup. He's got it coming out to him now. And importantly, when Ninja Boogie respawns, he's going to want to get that level 20 talent ASAP just for the extra tombstone on death.
Certainly. Back into it they go, it seems. New Esports now with that MKB and a leveler, by the way.
Ugh.
Yeah. It's going to be nice. It is.
Spell Prism for the Tiny, you would think as well. He's holding the Havoc Hammer right now, but yeah, there we go. Swaps it right on in.
He'll give the leveler over to Lance. Lance is going to enjoy that very much, as now a DDZ, he just TPs to the tier 3 tower. He was only a couple meters away, but...
They're getting pincered though. Oh, no, they're just going to stay on the high ground.
Falling Thunder, Nico pops it, going straight into the back lines with the Infest out, but a nice swap there from Mosen. Now DDZ standing his ground with that BKB, straight after Natsumi, but Natsumi getting some bashes off, it's not going to be enough. He'll buy back. Now the Tombstone also going down. They continue chasing after Lance, who's in trouble. He needs some help, but he's not going to have it there. They just kind of forget they have a Drow Ranger. Candy now going to be left behind. DDZ already TP'd out. And they're just going to leave the Timber to die, it seems.
See, DDZ, I see what he's doing. He's pushing this in. But if you've got this many people committed onto a Timber store and you've got that global teleport with 0 cooldown, I think the play when this mid-wave was pushed into their base is just to TP to the top racks. Do a Bulldog. Wrap that top tower. Force them to choose whether they continue onto the Timber or they rotate back. And, you know, the worst case is you just immediately TP out as soon as you see TPs coming in.
It is a bit weird, right? Like, I agree with you on that. Like, your Timbersaur's getting destroyed. He's tanking.
He's doing it now.
Alright, here we go. Rat Dota. Gotta love to see it. Immediate TP, and yeah, Natsumi just says, well, what can we do about that? Here's a tip.
Even topside, you've got the creeps. Are they hitting the tier 4s? No, they're just running towards the range racks.
They're rushing for the Roshan, though, 0-3-2. So they're going to give this a crack, see if they can take it fast enough. But while they're doing that, DDZ gets the range racks, is going to go up towards the top side and take the tier 3 tower. And it's only Ninja Boogie TPing in. That's not going to be enough to stop him. They need a bit more than that. They'll drop the Tombstone. Now Bok's going to come in, but DDZ, he's just going for Megas, and he's going to be able to get it by himself. No, the range is 30 HP away from dying. But he can come in time. DDZ, Yamate, they're trying to jump into the Roshan pit. The cheese just been left on the deck, and it looks like he had actually got denied off. But they got the Aegis. Yamate, Mai Tai, and does.
DDZ's here though.
He is. He wants to go for the fight, but he's been disarmed up, and he's going to TP out, but no, a Yule's cancellation is there by Nico. Now the swashbuckle, they've got the damage, and DDZ will die, but immediately buys back.
Go. Yep, they're pinging it.
TP's back up towards that top lane. He wants the range racks. He'll get it, but he can't die like this. The BKB's on cooldown. He can't TP out of there. Oh no. DDZ, what have you
Immediate
done?
presence of mind from Ninja Boogie. You could see the ping spam up onto that top side, like, he is TPing here, I guarantee it, and immediately picking him off. It was, I believe, 13 seconds left on that BKB, so you've been Megged, you've got Aegis, the only choice is just to run down that mid lane ASAP. Who'd they give the Ags over to? It was the Pango, so it doesn't really have the items to make massive use out of it. It's not like he's got, you know, a Diffusal or a Basher or a Maelstrom on him, but I think just being able to get that tiny bit of extra damage out in these team fights is going to be handy.
Is it really worth getting the Megas for the dieback like that? Like,
no, I don't think he thought they were going to be right there.
oh, goodness me. Well, we'll see what 032 can do. I mean, they can try for a tier 4 rush, but that's going to be pretty hard.
I think it's their only choice.
I agree. Bok, going to be 4-staffed in. Does not get a
Early
Fire
clip.
Blast. Gust, going to be out. He'll Ghost form. Tier 3 tower. It's taking a while to siege these towers, but Natsumi going to jump in now with Nico. They try to roll onto Lance, but a great cast out from Lance. He connects on everyone. Still the Abyssal now. Out onto the Drow. He's low, but he'll get into his fountain. Rap, however, does kill off Moser, but he'll swap Nico back into the fountain. He'll use himself up. He's still in a spot of trouble here, but he does blink out. 032, they still have not gotten any racks, any real tower. They'll go back to the tier 3 now. Candy Loon getting low, but Yamate will chase down Ninja Boogie. Does get the kill on the Undying. That'll be one. Now Candy, however, does go down to the Timber. He'll buy back. The Fire Blast is out from Bok onto Mosen. But Nico, he does go down. And Bok, Avalanche tossed up, will also die. More chase to come. More buybacks to fly out. But it looks like this game, it's looking pretty tough now for 032. They don't get what they wanted. DDZ's going to respawn. And now you just ask, how do you push this one back if you're 032?
With great difficulty. I can respect the play. They tried to catch out Lance. He dropped pretty damn low, to be honest. And I'm surprised that Natsumi survived for as long as he did. He was down to about 10% HP 4 different times in that fight. But they were just banking on the fact that the Drow didn't have the buyback. She did, though. It was about 50 gold in surplus. But, you know, you got to make a play to try and win, as opposed to just try and stall it out and live for as long as you want. So I respect the play from 032 there.
And Dota Plus has lost its mind as well, Danog. Just the win probability all over the place right now. It's just been going
So
up
even
and
when
down.
you're Megged, it's like 59%. That's crazy.
Well, the way they're playing on new esports, I mean, it's been, you know, somewhat weird. You know, there has been a couple moments where you think to yourself, you know, that's a bit risky, a bit unnecessary, but well, now they should be able to just finish off this game if they want. Natsumi looks like he has worked towards an Eye of Skadi, so another nice item for him. But they might spot him out. In fact, I believe they did. Candy Loon moving forward. Moonlight Shadow going to be popped. Natsumi going to make a jump now onto Mosen, and they do get the bench down. No buyback on her. Now they're rolling. They do get Yamate with the control out from Nico. There are 2 heroes down without buyback.
DDZ, where's the push? Like, you've got creeps in the base and you're farming a stack in the jungle again. I just feel like you don't even need, like, you can literally get one or right click off onto both of the towers. You know, get that Orb of Destruction minus armor up onto it so the mega creeps do more. But at least it makes them make a decision, right? Like, sure, you're going to miss out on about 300 gold, but you've got potential of taking tier 4s or winning the game.
Yeah, I'm really not sure about these plays from the Prophet. So obviously he's having a great game, but there has been moments where you just think they could probably go for this or that. It just hasn't been the case. So 0-3-2, they're still in this game. They've actually got a slight net worth lead, believe it or not. And they are trying to make the push down the mid lane. But this is where DDZ will shine now. For sure, he just split pushes the whole time. Makes it impossible for them to actually get a mid-racks.
It's a little scary though. No more Aegis on Natsumi. So, you know, there's no glyph though. It was popped in that previous engagement.
There's your mid-racks going down now for 0-3-2. Natsumi going to rage through the Gust and Nico. He'll jump in with the Rolling Thunder just to make sure they can't chase them down. And it looks like they're going to get away with it. There'll be no forms of punishment as Ninja Boogie, he will defend the base for the side of the Dire.
He's just holding an illusionist cape to try and tank up some of the damage as well.
Poor Ninja Boogie.
Don't die, Ninja Boogie.
It's tough for an Undying to defend like this, but he's getting it done. I suppose the Vladimirs do help out quite a lot.
Well, the siege creeps still deal with one of the tier 4s.
Gets it done. Well, now you just... What's new Esports gonna do? Like, what's the game plan now? Do you just want to rush the Ancient? Do we wait for the next Roshan?
I don't know, right? Like, because you've still got Glyph available on 032, so they've got the ability to defend somewhat. I just feel like they've had so many openings for DDZ to try and make something happen. So at bare minimum, you force the Glyph, so that if they are out of position one more time after that, you just win. He's got the Desolator, he's got the Orb of Destruction, he's got a Mask of Madness. So unless the Lifestealer rotates back with his Abyssal Blade, there's no way that you're going to be able to catch off this Nature's Prophet. They don't have anything else that pierces BKB.
Nice leveler found out for Natsumi now. He'll take that for himself. Also finished off that Mjolnir, so has a lot more D push. DDZ meanwhile is holding 7.6k, so he's got money for a rapier if it does come down to that.
I don't think he needs it.
No, I agree with you. It's
Just get a Moonshard. You still have enough for buyback.
He's just farming, Dano. He's going at it. Hitting those creeps.
Tango's holding on to his gold as well. He's got 3.3k, but buyback cooldown for 3 minutes. So I'm a little surprised, honestly, that he hasn't gone into, at least a basher if they're making these smoke plays and trying to get aggressive.
We're going to run into Candy. Nico, Rolling Thunder, eventually going to come out, but he misses out on the Timber. Now we'll roll into DDZ, who did not BKB up in time, so he might be dead.
Nice
no, the
swap.
swap will be there from Mosen just in time, but Nico still going after Nature's Prophet. He'll make a run for it, however, and looks like he will be safe, at least for now. He'll TP out. Lance will try and do the same, and he will make it. They'll only lose Mosen.
There we go, they're TPing back on Nico. It was very briefly that the Nature's Prophet was trying to go for something inside the base, but just deciding against it, realizing, well, I popped my BKB, I don't want this to be another Mega Creep situation where, he immediately dies back.
Why is it Butterfly? Okay.
Ooh,
Interesting.
I hate that item so much.
It does feel like it's very expensive for really nothing. Like it's
Candy Looney spots out Roche just as it respawns.
very nice. DDZ, he'll get to it, and obviously they won't take very long to take it. Lance probably going to grab the Aegis this time, even taking the Axe for himself and the Refresher Shard.
Why not? Just
I guess.
BKB on BKB. Oh no, he's giving it over to the Tiny.
Okay.
It's alright.
We'll see how they're going to pursue this next fight. I mean, they've got the Megas. We're 49 minutes in. Maybe they just wait for the next tier of items, but that's going to be in 10 minutes. It's quite a bit of time, and it might give 032 a decent way back into this game if you wait that long.
Yamate, with this 5 seconds, should probably reach his level 25 as well. Oh, engagement.
Nice Fire Blast off. They catch Mosen. Mosen's going to die. So now your safety net's gone. Candy Loon going to be surrounded now. Also going to drop, or maybe not. He'll try and survive a bit longer. But no, he is going to go down. Meanwhile, Lance and DDZ trying to fight back, but they are out of BKBs. DDZ, he will refresh. He'll get another BKB off into Natsumi. They do drop the Lifestealer. But can they survive the rest? They'll get Ninja Boogie as well, but he's going to buy back. Now the Ghost Scepter's flying out from the Ogre Magi. Lance, he'll lose the Aegis. DDZ, he'll TP back out into the Ancient now, trying to get a push going. He'll get the Glyph, and he'll TP back to the Fountain. He does actually save the Drow's life, as they are forced to defend. That tier 3 tower, or rather tier 4 tower, is barely hanging on now. 89
Barely hanging on
HP.
by a thread. And yeah, no buyback on Natsumi. Not getting any of the bounty runes, really hurting him in the end. There's a couple on the top side, but no, DDZ, he's going there to make sure they're claimed up. While he's got double damage, DDZ, you gotta get aggressive, buddy.
He'll be alright. He'll just get those bounties up. He has another 7k worth of gold. Still waiting for that moon shard you pointed out. Hasn't been picked up yet.
Not yet, but now he doesn't have the surplus for it. He's just going the rat.
He is, but he's been disarmed, and he's going to TP back out with the big AP. All right, it's about that time, Nico. We need to see a basher.
Yeah, I think that's with an Ag's blessing on you. Absolutely need the basher. There we go. I'm really surprised that he hasn't had it up until now. Now he's got the buyback and the basher, but it was down for 3 minutes prior to that. So I don't know. I feel like he would have been so much more impactful in these previous team fights if he had it.
He might have just bashed the Prophet just then. You never know.
Yep.
Probably would have. Daedalus now up on DDZ. Okay, so he gets rid of the Deso, holds the Orb of Destruction, goes for the higher damage output with the Daedalus. Still no Moonshard, interestingly enough. It's
It's fine.
yeah, I guess so.
What have we got here? Silver Edge coming through for our Drow Ranger. Wanting to get rid of the feast on Lifestealer, I guess? Kind of frustrated at how much Natsumi is just able to sustain himself in these team fights.
Perhaps.
Maybe Lucky Shot as well? That must be pretty annoying.
There's a Divine Rapier being queued up on Natsumi. He's had enough.
That's some wishful thinking though, he's a long way away.
He is, but I guess you've got to go for it at this point. You haven't really got much of a choice left. So, New. Gonna make their way up towards that top lane, but Natsumi is already gonna be backing off, so he'll be just fine.
What's that win prop saying? Alright, it's favoring New a little bit more now, 76%. But still, with the way that this game's been going, I'm surprised that it's even giving them that much of a hope. I feel like it's going to be not a miracle if they pull it out, but it's
Went back
rough.
down.
Yeah.
66 now.
Gaben, reveal your secrets. What's going on here?
Aside,
Oh, look at what... You mentioned what was queued up, right, on the Lifestealer.
yeah.
Have a look at what Ninja Boogie's got queued up.
Ninja Boogie. Alright, Radiance. Fair enough. I mean,
Just an undying Radiance.
the thing is, they've got MKBs already, so it's not going to matter with the evasion, but I guess in terms of defending Megas, it is pretty useful.
And he's got the cape as well. Oh, they caught Natsumi.
Natsumi gonna get swapped, but he does rage and walk away. They do preemptively drop the Tombstone.
That might have been what it was even for, you know, force a couple of big cooldowns out. They know that they don't have the Tombstone, except, you know, if you kill the Undying, you've got that one on death, but he's even got the Reincarnate now.
That's nice.
Guaranteed 2 Tombstones every fight. And even a DD in the bot river. No vision of it just yet. Wonder if DDZ's planned for the level 30 gameplay.
I mean, I guess you may as well now. You're pretty close. So, rest of his team keeps all the lanes pushed in. It does feel like we're going to get to that point where we have tier 5 items, just judging by how this game is going.
I want to know what Mosin is building, because he's sitting on 4.3k with 2.7k on his 2.9k, sorry, on his buyback surplus. There has to be something that he feels could benefit his team. Even a Glimmer Cape, or I don't know, pipe, something.
Just keep all the lanes pushed in here. It just seems like there's no real game plan up until they're satisfied with their levels or their farm. So
I just want to see this Undying Radiance. That's all I want in life, MLP.
DDZ does have the Moonshot up now, so we've got that going. Very nice.
700 gold until this Rapier, but has to be careful. This is where New's standing.
He's
Got
gonna
a
go
nice
for
arrow
it.
there to scout it out.
Mosin. He's thinking about a swap, but they won't see Natsumi any longer. He'll back off.
Oh, the E-Blade Dagon multicast is coming out from bot.
I actually love that though. You've got so much right-clicking cores on new esports that it makes kind of sense to just do that. And
Don't. His career's on a mission to come back with this Rapier. Oh, I think they spot it.
He'll make it.
Just
He's
get
gonna
through.
make it.
They know though. They spotted it. He's holding on to the flicker, not the leveler.
interesting. Maybe just
They know
wants
that
the...
they're smoked.
Suppose the dispel for that halberd on Candlewood is going to be quite nice with the flicker.
Smoke into smoke. Let's lead the way. That's
Swap
me.
out.
Oh!
Oh,
He's gonna
Natsu, he's
die!
been hexed. He's gone. There's the Divine Rapier on the deck now. He
Haven't
worked
spotted
so hard for that. Can they at least pick it up? It's still just there. Nobody's got any slots left. Nico will grab it, but it may cost him his life for this. Avalanche out from Yamate with the hits out from Lance. No, they don't get him. Nico.
The throne, though.
He's alright, but the throne is under siege. DDZ, he does get it done. He gets it done eventually.
4th time's the charm, MLP.
Far out. Took a while, but yeah, they'll get it done. That's game 1 of this best of 2 Danog. So we have game 2. New Esports. They're looking good for game number 2, and I suppose we'll see if they can win out this series 2-0 or whether 0-3-2 can get a tie. We'll be right back after about 10 minutes for our second game.